What's up, everybody? Happy Monday, or happy Tuesday morning for me. So here is my Monday upper body training. So there is a rotation on the Monday day. Last week was a horizontal press, so you saw me doing the Fatbell presses, laying, I believe, on the ground, if I remember correctly. This week, the primary movement is going to be a vertical press, this case being the seated military press with the Fatbells. Ended up doing about 5 total sets here of around 10. Those are the 62s. I use those for most of the work sets, or all of the work sets. I did a couple build-up ones, but did all my main volume with those, and superset each set of the shoulder press with the kettlebell halos, which I still really like. Decided to do them standing on the WEX steps. That way I'm still integrating my pressing and shoulders in with the lower body, since the main movement is happening seated. So I like the standing halo with the seated press. I think I've done a kneeling halo with the seated press before. This I liked a little bit better, so that just felt like the right thing to do. Since I am using a vertical press for the main movement, my secondary is going to be a horizontal, but like I said, I'm not going to be bench pressing for a little while, or a long while probably. So doesn't mean I can't get better at a horizontal press, and to be completely honest with you, push-ups have been an exercise that I have hated and avoided for most of my life. I've sucked at them since I was younger. I had a particularly not fun experience of having to do 120 push-ups in jail, spread out over the 4 hours it took me to do them way back in the day. And after I decided I wanted to get strong with the barbell and focus on a bench press, I had lots of reasons to justify never doing a push-up, because who really cares if I'm good at a push-up if I can bench 400 pounds? And here we are on the other side of that. So because of that, and because some of the issues, or a lot of the issues that I would have on the bench press were related to being able to keep my upper back and everything organized throughout a pressing movement, using an open chain press like the push-ups is a great way for me to start to fix those mechanics and still keep some horizontal pressing volume in. So what I'm doing here is using the kettlebells for my hands. This helps to distribute the weight into the palm properly. I'm focusing on keeping the fingers extended, but I'm clamping the palm around the ball and putting most of my pressure on the outside part of my palms. If I do this, I can keep really good serratus activation all the way throughout, and I have no pain in the shoulders at all. So I did 5 sets of these here. I think I did like 10, 10, 10, and then maybe 14 or something, 17, something like that. But I'm doing them very, very strictly and intentionally. So these actually felt really good, and I'm excited to continue to build the push-ups up as more of a main movement. The ways that I'll be able to do this is by adding load with the chains draped around my back, so I can use progressive overload on these. I could also rig up something where I'm pressing into bands and have a band looped around my upper back. I can do chaos push-ups, I can do incline, decline, I can change the height of the kettlebell. There's a lot of ways that I can vary this, but my goal will be building proficiency in a variety of push-up patterns until I'm so proficient at moving my body weight around that it makes sense to start going back to the barbell. So on the vertical focus days, you'll see a push-up as the secondary. On the horizontal focus days, you'll see me using the swing punches as a secondary. That way I'm still training both planes of motion, or both directions. I'm pressing and pulling vertically and horizontally, and building strength in all of those different ways. So I followed the push-ups with a lot of back work like normal. Decided to use the single arm alternating reverse hyper row here, and you can see that the focus is on rotation. I'm drawing an elbow back and twisting into a supinated or palm up position on the rowing hand, and then doing the opposite on the opposite hand, focusing on that reach. If you look, you can see that I have a little bit of trouble on this side actually supinating that hand. It doesn't want to just go, it just wants to go into that neutral position. That's something that I addressed after that set, and then was able to correct going into these other things here. So a lot of that has to do for me with the scapula position and whether or not my arm bones start to twist up and rotate. And usually on these upper body workouts, it takes a couple sets, or it takes me moving at a few different angles, which is why my accessory work tends to get so weird, and why I cluster it based on the theme of pressing or pulling rather than on any specific exercise. It just makes me move better. and it's something that I'm always aware of. So that's why some of the accessories are strange like this, why I'm able to go completely by feel, because I pick the movement that I feel like I need to do based on how my body feels, and ways that you can also start to think about things like that during your workouts as well. So after all of the pull downs and then the rows, finished with 4 sets of these. It is a corrective squat position curl. I should be a little bit more onto my heels, but otherwise this is done pretty good. I'm trying to keep the hips tucked very neutral and just focus on the curl. So did that and a dead bug tricep extension after this for triceps, and called it a workout. Because these two variations are so integrated, the curl requires you to keep the hamstrings activated and the hips tucked, so you're inflating into the upper back and you're breathing better. And then the dead bug tricep extensions force you to keep encourage you to keep the lower back pressed into the floor, so you're maintaining proper pelvis position, and then you end up lighting up your lower abs as well as hitting the triceps. So you notice I'm pulling up into position here. I exhale my ribs down, hold the low abs on, and then keep tension on the triceps the whole time. So kind of like a JM press and a tricep extension mixed with a dead bug. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed Monday's training. I will be back on Wednesday for some Woo Woo Wednesdays. I have a few things I might want to try out on that day that I am looking forward to sharing with you. So thank you for watching this far. Have a great rest of your Monday or Tuesday, and I'll talk to you later.